This is a stunning little find. Yeah, it's a place called Widford, and the church here is St John the Baptist, but it is locked up. But it's a wonderful place out in the countryside. There's a glorious glorious view of all the fields and cattle down there. Yeah, I like this one, and the weather's holding up, so yeah, I'm going to put this in my book of return locations to see whether I can actually get in the church at some point. It does look nice here. Yeah, definitely a place to return to. Although Widford seems to be a relatively small village, there is loads of places to go and have a walk around the countryside, riddled with stuff. Absolutely stunning out here, especially first thing in the morning. No one about, just the way I like it. Yeah, this is lovely here. Just in case you was wondering where Widford was, it is it's East Hertfordshire. It's a couple of miles away from Ware and Hertford. It's not too far away from Stevenage at all, really, so it's a pleasant little drive out just to come and have a walk. Yeah, if you are a walker, a hiker, even a wild camper, there's plenty of areas out here where you could pitch up your tent and, you know, have a sneaky little wild camp overnight. Definitely. I think you'd get away with it as well. Like I say, there's countryside absolutely everywhere, so I'm sure you could pitch up in a little corner in the middle of nowhere, in the corner of a field, and have quite a pleasant night. Now, I thoroughly enjoyed that walk around Widford and the countryside. Now the weather's just starting to turn, it's just starting to spit with rain, and it's time to move on. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but I've just been hit by hay fever. My eyes are absolutely burning and proper bunged up at the minute. I think this is the first time this season that I've caught hay fever. I mean, I do get it most years, but usually from grass pollen. But just as I was walking back towards the car, I was just absolutely, just all of a sudden become really bunged up and got me sore eyes. I'm gonna have to stop at a supermarket and get myself some antihistamines, because it's not being it's not very comfortable feeling like this, especially while driving. I'm working my way back to Stevenage now. I've had enough of the rain. Now there is a bit of a break, so I've stopped in a little village called Bramfield. I remember I've done a walk here before, but I never walked around the church. God knows why. Lovely little place. St Andrew's Church, this one, St Andrew's. Let's go see if it's open. Now, I tell a lie, I have been to this one before. I remember walking through here, and there was some people with cameras and bits and pieces set up. I think I think they were looking at a bird. I think there was a rare species of bird here or something like that. Yeah, I have been here before, but I didn't manage to get in then. And didn't manage to get in now, so never mind, never mind. Worth stopping off and having a go. Right, good morning. It's Sunday now. I've actually got somewhere to go today. Now, it's not for the best reasons though, unfortunately. I've got word from a chap that obviously watches my videos or watches the posts that I put on Facebook. He messaged me to say that a church, St Dennis Church in Little Barford, which I've been to a couple of times now, it's a church under the care of the Conservation Trust. Well, apparently somebody's been in there and give it a bit of vandalism. Now, I don't know whether I can still get in there. I don't know how bad the vandalism is. I mean, he did say that the stained glass windows have been broken, but if there's any other damage in there, I'm not too sure. But apparently, whoever has done this has vandalised. There's a redundant like farmhouse there, I think, and what else was it? A school, I think it was. I think he said. I got the message quite late last night, so I didn't really take it all in. He's also sent a bunch of information about plans maybe to build on that area, which is going to be fucking heartbreaking, because all around St Dennis churches, and there's quite a lot of countryside, and it's such a beautiful area to go. So I really hope they don't do that. But anyway, it's given me somewhere to go. It's 10 to 8 in the morning, so I'm going to get up there. Hopefully no one else will be around, and just to have a look and see what's going on. I mean, from what I remember of that church, that was quite a nice one. That was one that I did sit inside for a little while and just have a bit of quiet time. And I get so fucking annoyed at people that do this sort of shit, you know. There's no reason for causing vandalism like that, you know, just none. It's just fucking mindless behaviour, you know. I did ask the chap whether whoever done it got caught, and he said he doesn't think so. So I don't know. I mean, I could rant on about them for ages, couldn't I? Saying how out of order they are, and you know, I have all these things running around my head, you know, about them. They could probably play on the whole, oh yeah, well, he's got mental health issues, and oh, fuck off. Just mindless bastards causing grief to other people, ruining things, you know. Anyway, look, I'm ranting, ain't I? Well, as you can see, it has been vandalised, but luckily enough, it's only the windows. Now, all right, there is a couple of stained glass ones that have been broken, but the others are just plain glass, so it's not overly bad, but it is still fucking bang out of order coming up here and causing that sort of vandalism in a place like this. You know, it's just wrong, isn't it, on a million levels? What's the matter with them, eh? I'm a few miles down the road now in a place called Alconbury. Now that church ruin was in a place called Woolley, which is near Huntingdon, and now I'm in Alconbury. Now the church here, and the name escapes me, it's got a service happening right now. I can hear the organ music on the inside, so we won't be going in there, but as you can see, yet again I'm surrounded by countryside and it is a gorgeous day, so I'm just going to have an amble around here for a bit, I think. It's a gorgeous place, gorgeous. This is a mad little area. I'm underneath the A1 in Alconbury. It's just underneath the bridge. It's a right mad place, and the noise of the traffic going over, making the metal vibrate, is pretty mad. What a creepy, weird place. Tidy though, no litter or anything down here. You'd expect there to be loads of graffiti and stuff, but there's nothing. Spotless. Fair play. You was apprehensive on going, weren't you, to start with? Yeah, I know I've been here before, but it was well worth it. It was nice to have another look around. Like I said, I didn't come here deliberately. I just sort of was following my nose and arrived back here. And I'm glad I did. Took some more pictures, have another look around. Fantastic. There is another church I seem to remember, but we couldn't get to it last time because it was being developed or restored or something. So I'm going to have a walk around this bit of country and go have a look. I can't remember what it was called, but I did walk there with Dave, but it was fenced off. So let's give it a go. It turns out me and Dave come down here in February, so hopefully the restoration works on the one down here have been done. So let's go find out. Well, that was the recently renovated St John's Church in Little Gidding. I'm glad I got in there. Like I say, I know when me and Dave had a walk round this way, they was all locked up because they were renovating it. So, but it's nice on the inside. It looks quite modern, but I'm sure there was something that was stood there back in the day. I'm sure when me and Dave had a walk down here, we bumped into a local and give us a bit of a history lesson. And I'm sure there was someone famous that stayed there or something. Someone in the area. I honestly can't remember. Dave will know. He's got a fantastic memory for all this sort of stuff. I'll have to run it by him, see what he says. He'll know. He'll definitely know. He's the resident historian when it comes to churches. Well, I'm in a place called Glatton now. I stopped at the church, but it's all locked up. There's someone round the back cutting the grass with a mower, but the building itself is all locked up tight, unfortunately. It's a shame. It's a huge church. It really is, and it also looks like a few of the walls are leaning, but pretty magical place, this one. Shame I can't get in, but let's go and have a walk around the village. So I can see lots of thatched cottages and that here, and they look fucking awesome as well. Let's go and have a nosy, so we'll walk around before I head back to Stevenage. Well, you can certainly see that Glatton is a very posh area. Well, a lot of it is, from what I've seen just now. The small part that I've walked with, all the thatched cottages, and then there's houses with big steel gates, and well, I think you've got to have a bit of money to live around here. How the other half live, eh? And then there's me walking through with a bit of offensive t-shirt on today. Never mind. Glorious day for a walk though. Right, good morning. It is Sunday. I didn't do any filming yesterday. Couple of different reasons. One, I've sort of lost my filming mojo at the minute, so I haven't really done a lot, and I don't know where the future of the channel is going to go. I don't know whether to continue with it. I just don't know. I'm not feeling it at all at the minute. And the next reason is I had my heart scan yesterday, the CT coronary angiogram. I got a phone call earlier on in the week saying could I attend hospital at 2:30 on Saturday. So I did. And I was relatively, I was anxious about going anyway, but as soon as I got there, I was I had to wait a little bit longer than expected, about half an hour, and I was starting to get quite agitated at this point. You know, there was nothing wrong with them, and you know, the staff were fine and all that, but my own anxieties were kicking in, or had kicked in really high. And when it come to having my scan, they done my blood pressure, and I was fucking ridiculously high. It was like 220 over 130. You know, it was really high. I don't know why you know, I was that bad. I don't know what it was. I have had one of these things before, but a good few years ago. First of all, they take you into a little side room and they put like the cannula in your arm where they're going to pump the beta blockers and the dye, and then you go back and sit in the waiting room for a few minutes, and then they call you in and lay you down on the scanning machine. They do your blood pressure again. They lower your heart rate by using a syringe with some beta blockers in, and that happens, you know, relatively quickly. That was fine as well. I didn't even feel the beta blockers going in or anything like that. You know, I didn't feel dizzy or nothing. Then they got me into position. I had to lie there with my arms above my head, and the machine started doing this thing, and I get instructions over a speaker saying like, breathe out, breathe in, hold your breath, blah blah blah. And I'd done all that perfectly, and then they said to me they were going to inject the dye. Okay, you do feel the dye being injected into you, and all I can say is it's like a warm feeling that goes over your body, and then it feels like you're wetting yourself, but you're not. It just feels like you are. It's such a bizarre feeling. Anyway, so that was done. That wasn't too bad. So I think my anxieties had just took the better of me. Just, you know, really overhyped it for something that it weren't meant to be. I think the most difficult thing about having that done was keeping my arms above my head on this table, because it was hurting my shoulders. That was it. I couldn't lie there and get comfortable. And I could see that I was in a bit of discomfort, but you know, by the time I complained about it, when he asked me if I was okay, I just told him, and the scan was finished anyway. So other than that, that was good. Then I was out in the waiting room again, and there was just an old lady there that was struggling to do her shoelaces up, so I'd done her shoelaces up for her, and then I was having a chat with some other guy, so that sort of killed the time, and I didn't have too much time to think. And then that was it. It was time to leave. So maybe I did just get something built up in my mind, and it didn't need to be that way, you know. Well, I've come a bit further up the road into Ware now. It's only a couple of miles away from Hertford, if that. And there's a lot more parking available, so I thought I'd stop in Ware, have an amble around. I've already had an amble around the town centre, got some supplies, and now I'm doing the there's a river walk and there's a canal walk, so I'm going to do a bit of that, just amble around before it starts getting too hot, because the temperatures are meant to be going up to 25 today. But it is still nice and early, so I shall do a walk before it gets up to temperatures that are uncomfortable. Right, so I was in Ware, as you know, and I walked back to the main river and was hoping to do a nice river walk to Hertford and back, but for some reason the pathway was closed. There was a big barrier right in front of it saying footpath closed, which is unfortunate, because I would have liked to have done that river walk today, having a look at all the canal boats again, but it weren't meant to be. So I've come out to the countryside in Stotfold once again. Gonna have a walk around here. Like I say, it's nice and close to Stevenage, so I ain't got far to get back. But I needed to come out and continue walking. I've done my 10,000 steps now, but I just need to, I feel like I need to carry on, to stay outside for a little bit longer. Although the temperature has now reached up to 22.5 degrees, but I don't mind. I'm all right. I can stop when I want. I've got a drink with me, so I'm going to press on for a little while longer. Clear the head a bit, you know what I mean? Make the most of it. Get a bit more vitamin D inside me as well, so yeah. Let's carry on. See what else I can find today. Now, I can't remember whether I mentioned or not, but I do have some positive news, and that is the camper van is going to have its timing belt done on Thursday. It's being collected on Wednesday night and hopefully be done Thursday, and then I'll either get back Thursday night or Friday. So that's another big job out of the way. I've already got the service parts as well, the oil, the filters, all that bits and pieces to get that done. So then hopefully the mechanical stuff will be done, and then we can concentrate on the rest of the build. My mate assures me he's going to give us a hand hopefully next week, and we can make a start on the interior. And I think we're either going to tackle the roof first, get that done, get the cladding on the roof. I've already got the wood to do that job as well, so that's something else I haven't got to worry about. And then we're going to have an attack at the floor, because in the floor of a Renault Master bus there is like these metal anchor point things that the seats used to connect to, so they've got to be unbolted. So one of us needs to be in the van and someone else underneath, so we can remove these anchor points, lever them off, and then get some flooring in. I think I'm just going to go for a cheap lino. I don't think I'm going to buy more wood to do the floor with. That would work out a bit more expensive, plus it would add to the weight, and I want to keep it as light and as cheap as possible. So I think that is the way forward. Now you see, this is what Sundays are all about for me. Walking through the countryside, awesome. I know I've been here countless times before, up into Sacombe, but the views are just look. The views are fucking magical up here, and it isn't that far away. It is so nice. Like I say, I'm hoping to get the drone up, but as you can see, the grass is as tall as I am. So that ain't going to be happening, not from this point anyway. But I'll see if I can cross over into another field, and maybe I'll be able to take off from there. I don't know. I'm just enjoying this now, even if I don't get the drone up. This is brilliant. I remember this time last year, I think I've said a million times now, get up off the couch and come and do something like this. You know, I really hope that I can inspire someone to come and do what I do. It totally pays off, do you know what I mean? I know it can take a bit of effort, but once you're outside enjoying this, you'll think to yourself, what have I been missing all this time, you know, all these years? Okay, I guess I won't be going through there because there's a fence. Looks like I've taken the wrong way. And that is another thing that I used to do last year when I was out doing the hiking, was getting lost. Turns out I'm doing it again, but you know what, I don't care. I'm happy as Larry. I'm chuffed to bits being out here. Fucking magnificent. If only the camera done it justice, you know. From what I can see here, the tower of the church and fields going, you know, for miles, you know, but the camera just don't do it any justice whatsoever. Such a shame, but never mind. come up to Sacombe, follow the footpath, come and witness this for yourselves. You won't be disappointed, I promise. Well, that was St Catherine's Church. I didn't film too much of it because I've done it twice before, I think, but it's still worth popping my head in there, you know, because it is a beautiful place. And that's it. I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to go get cleaned up, get myself something to eat, and put my feet up for the rest of the evening before the Monday morning blues arrive. So next week, I'm not sure what's happening. I don't know. I'm hoping maybe, like I said earlier on in the video, I'll start getting somewhere with the camper van, doing something with that, so maybe I could do some filming with that. I don't know. I really don't know what's happening. I don't know. Ain't got a clue. And as for the future of this, YouTube, I just don't know what to do yet. Like I say, I'm making this video today. I don't know whether this is going to be the last one I do for a while. I don't know. I'm going to have to mull it over for a bit. I would like to make the content a little bit more interesting. I'm losing the mojo, to be honest with you. I love being out in the country. I love going to the churches and the ruins and all that, but I just, looking back at some of the footage that I make, I just wonder whether I'm wasting my time, because it's not that interesting for everybody, is it? I haven't reached out to that the audience that is interested in what I do, so I don't know. I'm gonna have to mull it over for a little while longer. Anyway, but if you got to this point, thank you very much. I hope you have a fantastic week. Please give me a like and a subscribe, because whatever happens, I will not be disappearing off YouTube completely. I may just limit the amount of videos that I put on, so we'll see. Anyway, I'll keep you informed. Thank you very much.